can try all you want to, have your little claws and everything. But guess what? Decentralization will eventually win. And if you don't want to run with it, just get run over. That's what I gotta say. Sorry, Amazon. Dingoos, good morning. I hope you're having a fantastic morning. Very exciting and informative episode for you today. It's a little longer than normal, but I promise you it will be worth it because at the end I have, count them, two. I got two altcoins that you must keep an eye on because one's flying super under the radar, but it's also essential for the future success of crypto. I promise you, you don't want to miss it. And now let's just jump right into it. But before I forget, we will also be talking about Cardano and whether the 230% price appreciation over the last month is actually a proper valuation of Cardano's smart contract blockchain, right? And the future potential of it, right? So we'll get in depth under the hood on Cardano, so you want to stay tuned for that as well. Should you buy Cardano or should you wait it out? We'll discuss all that here in a bit. Make sure you stay tuned. And now let's talk about Bitcoin's price action. I bring this up because we're sitting at a nice $44,000. But I want to point out the 20-week moving average, the most important indicator in the space, the best distinguisher between bull market and bear market, guys. Far none, for sure. Once we close a weekly candle on it under the 20-week moving average, guys, it's most likely bad news bears. But I do think will eventually come back down, touch the 20-week moving average, and make another run. And that will start our next leg of this bullish cycle. That's what I believe will happen. And now let's quickly look at Ethereum. I do think that the same thing will happen to Ethereum in accordance with Bitcoin, because Bitcoin dictates the entire market. And really, all you need to watch, is, to be honest with you, is Bitcoin's 20-week moving average, because once Bitcoin goes below it, it's all good. It's bad news bears for everything in the market, guys. Just to be honest with you guys. And now let's talk about the tether printer goes burr. $1 billion printed today in USDT. Do you actually believe they have collateral to match this 1-to-1 ratio with US dollars? Absolutely not, guys. This is very bullish in the short run, but very bearish in the long run, because eventually the tether bubble will pop, and maybe that will be the start of the next bear market. Will be tether popping and a lot of people losing their money. And now let's talk about Twitter's CFO, Mr. Ned. I like his name, Mr. Ned. But anyways, let's listen to what he has to say quickly.
So we watch closely what other companies do to see what we can learn from them. And when we think about our balance sheet, we think about matching how it's invested and the currencies in which it's invested relative to how we might pay people, whether it's paying somebody who's providing a service to us or paying employees. So we've done a lot of the upfront thinking to consider how we might pay employees should they ask to be paid in Bitcoin, how we might pay a vendor if they ask to be paid in Bitcoin, and whether we need to have Bitcoin on our balance sheet should that happen.
That's all you need to hear. Paying employees in Bitcoin, putting Bitcoin on the balance sheet. Holy moly, this is corporate game theory. He even says it. We've been watching Tesla and MicroStrategy very closely, and we're wondering and considering whether we need it on our balance sheet and whether we should pay our employees in Bitcoin if they choose to do so, or if they choose to want Bitcoin as payment for their paychecks, guys. So corporate game theory, once again, is just a matter of time, and not if. It's when, not if, it's when. And that's all I got to say about that one. Now let's talk about Amazon preparing to launch a digital currency project in Mexico. Job posting describes a walled garden type digital currency that could roll out in emerging economies. So, you know what I hate? Walled garden type digital currency, guys. Amazon, get out of here with that baloney. Decentralized blockchains are not walled gardens. Walled gardens will fail. Decentralized will win because it's just the better option. Obviously, it might take longer, but walled gardens is not it. Amazon, it's not it. You can try all you want to, have your little claws and everything, But guess what? Decentralization will eventually win. And if you don't want to run with it, just get run over. That's what I gotta say. Sorry, Amazon. Jeff Bezos stepped down, and now you're going downhill. That's all I gotta say. Don't shop at Amazon. Shop local. Anyways, speaking of local, Mastercard will give merchants the ability to accept Bitcoin payments this year. And guess who's going to be accepting Bitcoin as payments? My ice cream stand. So if you want ice cream and pay Bitcoin, stop by my ice cream stand, put your little card, and maybe somehow I will receive Bitcoin, guys, because I don't know exactly how they're going to deal with gas fees. Maybe they will be more of a crypto exchange where they kind of just hold all the crypto, all the Bitcoin in one wallet, in cold storage, and then if you need to send it out, you pay gas then. I think that's probably the most likely thing to happen. But anyways, let's talk about Cardano. Let's get in the weeds and the dirt of Cardano, because it's been going up pretty exponentially over the last 30 days. I say pretty, it's up over 230%, guys. It's absolutely insane. Over almost a $30 billion market cap, guys. Is it a properly valued? Let's talk about it. So Shelley mainnet release date was this past summer. It went live, but I do want to point out that Charles, if you've been around since 2017, you know how many delays came with Shelley. Many delays. Oh, it's coming out in 2018, never did. Coming out in 2019, never did. Coming out in 2020, finally did, guys. Delays are fine, but I think 3 years is a little much. And Shelley is not a huge, complicated thing to implement. It's proof of stake, which a lot of protocols have already implemented. Ethereum just implemented it, right, in the first stage of upgrading. So they're pretty much on the same level, except Ethereum's 3-4 years ahead with the development on dApps on their infrastructure, guys. So let's just bring that up quickly. And now what's their next step? And their next step is Guggen release date, which provides smart contract opportunities on their blockchain, and you can implement smart contracts similar with Ethereum, where you can build dApps, etc., exactly like Ethereum already has, except gas fees are insane, right? So when is it going to get launched? Q2, early Q2, late Q2. Let's hear from Charles Mouths himself.
Take place in Q2, but it's hard to say if it's early Q2 or later in Q2, and that's going to be dependent.
Okay, so when an individual or company says early or late Q2, it's always late Q2. They never overshoot. They never give something out sooner than they expect. It's always later. So I would probably say late Q2, Guggen release, which is exciting. I hope they succeed because I think it will be good for the blockchain ecosystem for sure. But it's also important to acknowledge the delays that happened with Shelley. And I think he's the type of person that likes to feed into the hype. That kind of stokes the hype of Cardano. Oh, we're going to come out then, but then later on delays. And I want to point out all these paintings in the background. I just want to point that out. I don't know if it's weird, but they're nice paintings, but I'm sure they're expensive, and I know what they bought. I guarantee he bought them with ADA. That's all I gotta say with that one. I don't hate Cardano whatsoever. I just want to kind of point out the facts with it and the misconceptions, because it's just not objectively there yet, guys. It really isn't, guys. I'm just saying, it's sitting at 45,000 transactions per day. And let's go ahead and look into EOS, because I think EOS is a very good comparable to Cardano, and I would argue that EOS is a more objectively better blockchain at this moment in time, because it actually, you can deploy a smart contract on EOS blockchain right now if you would like. You can implement a casino, you could implement a Uniswap on EOS right now if you would like. But devs and developers are deciding not to, because network effect is just not there. And in crypto, first mover advantage is paramount. And EOS, Cardano, and Ethereum are trying to do all the same thing at the end of the day. Polkadot is totally different. And if you don't understand it, go watch my Polkadot video. Polkadot has a total different utility than Ethereum and Cardano. And if you don't know exactly, I'm not going to get in depth here, but Polkadot, its own separate thing. That's why I'm super bullish on Polkadot, because of all the parachain projects building around it, right? But let's jump deeper into EOS and see how many transactions per day this does. EOS does 3.2 million, but I do believe a lot of them are spam transactions, because a lot of them are small quantity transactions, small amount of EOS going across the blockchain. So I do think a lot of these transactions are spam. And now let's go into their dApps. They actually have dApps built on EOS right now, and check out the volume. Their highest volume decentralized application is Nudex, sitting around $4.33 million in volume, which is actually okay and decent, guys. It's actually decent. And unlike Cardano, EOS has dApps already live on its blockchain, and they're not doing great, guys. They are not doing great compared to Ethereum. EOS actually built a bridge to Ethereum, right, where Ethereum tokens can convert into onto EOS's blockchain. But guess what? There's no volume on that, because there's no need for Ethereum's tokens to go onto EOS's blockchain. And I truly think that Cardano will have a similar fate, unfortunately. And I think Benteg, one of the best developers in the Ethereum community, if you don't follow him on Twitter, I would advise you to, because he's really up to date on the latest things happening with smart contracts and DeFi in general. And he says he just says this today, people really underestimate how alluring to builders Ethereum's credible neutrality sounds. There's simply no way the next visionary project is launched on an Ethereum killer, right? They will remain a home of heavily subsidized low effort forks with genuine innovation coming from Ethereum, guys. The only blockchain, the smart contract blockchain with any real volume right now is Binance Chain. And what is Binance Chain doing? Forking Ethereum's protocols, right? So they're just copying and pasting, and so is Tron. And EOS is actually kind of making their own, because they need to, because they have a different smart contract language, I believe. And so does Cardano. So Cardano, I mean, we will see what happens, but at the end of the day, I think the real solution and the real long-term plan is to fix Ethereum's gas problems with layer 2 solutions. And I think that's much, much closer than Goggen's launch, which is Cardano's smart contract launch, right? And I think layer 2 solutions are much closer, and then Ethereum 2's implementation will actually be relatively soon, probably sometime next year, right? So I think Cardano is kind of a lot of retail speculation. That's what I think about it. Obviously, I'm open to hearing what you guys think about it in the description. All you can really do is stake Cardano right now, guys. And unfortunately, I don't think that's much of utility. And anyways, let's talk about, so like Benteg said, heavily subsidized low effort forks. And look at this. Cardano developers launches $20 million fund for ecosystem startups. So there you go, guys. When the smart contracts roll out, there's a lot of money for grants for developers to get them utilizing Cardano's blockchain. Will it work? I hope so for you holders, because personally I don't hold any Cardano, and I don't wish Cardano's downfall. I just don't think it's going to happen because of EOS. And EOS is objectively a better blockchain right now if you look at the facts. And also XDAI is here, guys, doing 78,000 transactions today, with already has decentralized application on it, like HoneySwap and Perp. Perp is built on XDAI, right? And BowDAO is built on XDAI. So XDAI is actually even a better smart contract blockchain than Cardano at this point in time. And now let's go into some altcoins. So this is not the altcoin picks I'm talking about, but I just wanted to show you guys Rari Capital's Fuse technology, which is very interesting, and this is why it pumped so hard. Fuse is a solution that would enable anybody to borrow against all of that, which he's talking about. Twitter accounts, even my leveraged alpha positions to borrow dollars. So basically any asset you can put down as collateral. And that's very exciting, very innovative, and that's exactly why we saw Rari Capital's pump today, although it's down a little bit. But maybe, hey, maybe we'll see that. Hey, that actually looks okay. But anyways, let's talk about Badger partnering with Urine Finance, guys. Huge. I made a video on both of these. I love these projects. I hold Rari. I don't hold Badger. I hold Dig, which is their Bitcoin elastic supply Bitcoin, which is very interesting as well. If you want to go check those out, I have videos on everything. Badger's doing great. First pick is Yearn. Everything is partnered with Yearn, and Yearn has seen no price action this year. And look at this, it's looking very nice, guys. This will be at $100,000. There will be a heavy Yearn pump in the near future. I truly believe that. Everything has been pumping except Yearn, and everything is partnered with Yearn. So eventually Yearn will have to pump. Retail just looks at it and sees it's too expensive. That's what's happening right now. Anyway, my last pick is Tornado Cash. And if you don't know what Tornado Cash is, it's a privacy decentralized application, and privacy is so essential for the future of crypto. It's essential. If you don't know what Tornado Cash is, I would look it up, maybe use it. The back end is called the salad mixer. You send in money, they mix up the transaction hash and etc. I don't know the exact details, but then you can withdraw it, and nobody knows that it was sent to you. And that is called privacy, guys. And privacy is a financial right, and Tornado Cash is the only decentralized application that allows that privacy. And governing that is super paramount, because governing privacy on the blockchain is huge, because the government will hate your guts, because governments don't like privacy, financial privacy. So hold Tornado Cash because you like saying fuck you to the government. That's why I'm going to buy Tornado Cash, and I'm just waiting for the right time. It looked like it was a couple minutes ago. Well, fuck, guys. God damn it. But anyways, that's all for today. I hope you liked this video. Hey, comment what you think about Cardano, guys. I'm honestly curious about your opinions. But anyways, that's all. If you want to shoot a subscribe, I would really appreciate it. I do love you guys. And check out our Discord. Awesome stuff there. Telegram as well. Twitter and Dingle Twitter in bio. Check it out. Peace out till next time, Dingoos, and dingle dingle.